sensibly sockles off the ground. Worsfold leads in this race.
Miranda has Nate. He threads it through. He only go over the top. It is steamroll. It is Pollack.
All Sydney. Doreen. Miranda, the only man there. He played it superbly. Miranda comes away. Doreen is down her.
He gets it down, approaching. Oh, Richardson. That buck. What a boss. From hand to knee.
Cousins are probing. Dick Sanderson shook up. Looks out. McIntosh got it. That was always on. Puts it down towards full forward. Bullis, but very solidly down. He went. Bullis hit the boundary line. Actually touching him. Oh, he was hit very, very hard. But the machine, he's out for it. I think Paul Bullis should have heard him back.
Hooks it back, not bad. Smith looks up. Courage. Free kick to Smith.
Silvani kept on going.
Whoa!
Oh, Melbourne has collected another one.
Welcome to the Magnet, episode 12, although we're doing it via Zoom tonight. Harry Chef, how are you going? How's ISO going?
Bad, really bad.
Bad?
I'm going mental. Yeah, actually going mental. Having a few issues staying at home this time and being bored shitless. So, yeah, not a fan, that's all I can say. But what can we do?
Exactly right. And everyone out there doing a little bit tough, we thought we'd get a show out tonight. We do have Jeff Almond on, who we're going to talk to in a moment. But Jeff, of course, was going to celebrate the Chelsea's third premiership 10-year reunion this year. So let's look, fingers crossed that's still going to happen. But we thought we'd catch up with him tonight and have a chat to him about that game and the 10-year reunion for the guys. Also, just a cheerio, happy birthday to Reese. Reese, happy birthday. I saw your birthday there on Facebook. Hope you had a good one. Speaking of thirds players, Reese, happy birthday. So just an overview again of the show. We've got, thirds premiership player Jeff Almond on the show. We do have Bisho's bet, so we're going to go through Bisho's bet. We're going to go through a best 22 for week 12. Thanks for that, Barebum. We've got the mosquito squad tonight, so anyone listening, and you're pretty thought you're a bit of a runner, you might be on in the best 22 this week. And we do have a joke. Hopefully, we have Dave's, Dinga's, Barebums, Jimmy Streeter's joke. Is that right, Chef, or not?
No, I'm doing one today.
You're doing a joke.
Yeah. I'm doing one, so it'll be average, but average is better than Dave's anyway, so it's okay. Also online, we've got Codge on. How you going, Codge?
Yeah, great. Really enjoying this lockdown. Really living the dream.
Yeah, homeschooling's going well.
Wet dream, really, that is. Really recommended to everyone. Really, it's fantastic. Couldn't ask for a better thing. Just
to fill everyone in, we thought we had a murder at his house a few minutes ago when we were setting it up, but it was just the kids.
It was.
It's all good.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's a shower going on in a minute, and we should hear some noise.
Excellent. So we'll get on to our guest for tonight. So I want to introduce Jeff Almond. It's great catch up with Jeff. We wanted to, again, speak to him about the 10-year reunion of the Chelsea's third grand final and talk a little bit about that game itself. Not only that, a little bit about how he got down to the Heights and also the other, all the years that he was down here, the success they had in the thirds. But we're going to sort of concentrate a little bit on that 10-year reunion. Jeff.
Sweet. So that's my cue, yeah?
Yeah.
Nailed it. No worries. Welcome, Jeffy. Welcome to the show. Been trying to get you on for a while. We need to tell us a bit about yourself, your family, and what do you do for a crust at the moment?
Thanks for having me, guys. Big fan of the show, and all the feedback is that there's a lot of people who are in lockdown at the moment who really get a heap out of it and have been missing the show. So thank you for having me on. Let me just come from just the son of a couple of immigrants. Dad was a Pom, and Mum was a Yank who last week, after 60 years of living in this fine country, became an Australian citizen. So, well done to her. But
Nice work, April.
not before time.
Just a bit of procrastination in there for 60 years.
Yeah. And obviously, for the last few years, last 6-7 years, been working at Sportsbet in customer service, one of the supervisors there. So, probably a few people that listen to this show are on the books. So, thank you very much for funding my vodka habit.
And also, I'm not sure, I didn't get the invite to
He just pressed mute.
to all the boys in the background there. You're having a beer with.
Yeah, so that's actually from the 2010 grand final. That was the early aftermath. That was only probably.
What time is that? You reckon that's early in the day?
Yeah, so I think we finished that match at about midday. This would only be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, still speaking reasonably normally at that stage of the game. Got a little bit loose after that.
We won the grand final before 12 o'clock, and the rules were at where were we, Clayton?
Yeah.
That you weren't allowed to serve beer before 12 o'clock. So we won our first grand final, and we had to wait 15 or 20 minutes to get a beer. And then all I sold was Bogue's draft. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. I think Bogues was tasted great anyway.
And how you ended up at the Heights, so how you got down to playing at the thirds, and the whole journey to getting to the Heights, and what you did previously. Did you play junior footy somewhere else, or where did you grow up and things like that?
Yeah, so if you had the little harp sound now, go back in the Wayback Machine. My best mate at school, who's still my best mate now, Jeremy Skeever, he took me down in 1983 to Prahran Junior Footy Club, under nines, and sort of ran into a Chelsea Heights Hall of Famer, Travis Coote there. So we became sort of firm friends since then. Played at Prahran up until under 19s, all through every sort of year. It wasn't a big club, the Prahran Juniors. We sort of, when we were under 10s and 11s, we'd just go up. There wouldn't be anyone coming behind us. And then that club sort of died a little bit when we all got a bit older. From there, I got talked into going to Ferntree Gully by my mum's next door neighbour who was going down to coach, and he goes, "All right, we've got a VFA under 19s player. I'm going down as my first year coach. Let's get a big recruit." Didn't work out that way, but anyway, he tried to. Promised me.
Who was it? Who was the recruit?
Yeah, I don't know. Some other bloke from Prahran. I think he came down. Played for 5 years at Ferntree Gully. I really loved it, and I've still got a couple of friends from there now. Played in like 3 losing grand finals, and after 5 years got a little bit disillusioned with footy. Didn't really want to play anymore. Just wanted to go out and just enjoy life and not be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, full pre-seasons. I was playing cricket as well, so you're going from end of one season to the start of the next one. Didn't really have any time to yourself, so had a couple of years off, and then started coming down the Heights and watching Trav and his brother Glenn play a fair bit. And more I came down, more people I met.
Yes, I was just going to say, Glenn's a better player, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll tell you that. Absolutely.
Actually, I think he's a better bloke too. But anyway.
But I just started really enjoying coming down and all the people down there. So I obviously went to the 95 grand final. Was coming along since then. And then when I'd had a couple of years off, it was about 1999. Travis just said, "Why don't you just come down and have a kick down here?" I said, "Yeah, no problems." So I rolled up in pre-season 2000. Might have been the lesser of the big recruits that came down that year, all from Parky and Jensen and Shane McComb and Owen Hillerbrand, all premiership players that year. And I don't think I had a kick in the twos for the first 6 weeks. I think Papa was going to Travis, who's your fat little mate? He's no good. That's my journey, how I got there.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's go. So we've got look, there's a million stories. We'll get into the stories we do and the questions we do, and then we'll ask you a few stories about your personal stuff. Because I know you've got a million. Your Carney royalty. For anyone who doesn't know that, just grandfather is Tommy Hamlin Jr. And if you're old as me or older, you'll know who he is. Dual gold Logie winner, correct?
1 gold Logie winner. Couple of silvers there as well.
I'm wrapping him up. You know what I mean? Silver Circus. So Jeff's a bit of a carny guy, and he's been around a lot, and he's got a million stories, and mate, they're really funny. So I'll ask you this one. So the 2000 flag this year being the 10,000 or the 10-year reunion, which we hopefully see. How was the build-up, the game itself, and after celebrations? So you were in what 7? How many losing grand finals beforehand?
I lost 7 grand finals before getting a win. And I was 36 or 35 years old when I finally cracked it for a win.
I remember you saying to me one day, you were nervous about it. And I said, look, mate, I'm not a betting man, but if you've lost 7 grand finals, there's the fair chance you'll get the 8th. Which you replied to me, he goes, but what happens if there's a guy on the other side who's lost 8 grand finals? What are the odds? I go, I've got nothing for you. So the build-up, how was it? Was it anything special, different?
Well,
I mean, it was a magnificent year.
Mate, that's the thing. I think you need, if you want to talk about the build-up, you just need to encompass that whole year. It's like it went to the year before.
Go from the start. Go from the start.
2009. 2009, played in 2's grand final, lost another. I think I lost, 4 grand finals of reserves for the Heights. Did my shoulder that day as well. 35 years of age. Mad Monday rolls around, and we were just talking. We were having a chat about how we saw the 3s. Like, shoulder just won the 3s premiership with a few mates and the older blokes. And Puppet sort of gave me the tap on the shoulder. It's like, maybe why don't you coach that side next year? Which I also took to as you're a bit old for this club, mate. Trying to get some young blokes in. So I actually thought it was a good idea. And first person I called was I called Toddy and I said, mate, we're trying to get this side up. I need a right hand man. It might mean you're the team manager, the trainer, the runner, the assistant coach. Pour the orange juice at half time. You reckon you can lend me a hand? Did not even get the words out of my mouth, and Toddy was all over it. So I knew I had one person on my side, and it was who's going to play. But what happened was there was a whole lot of old blokes or older blokes or guys really for a first division club, maybe not the kind of players you want in the 2s, but they still wanted we wanted them around the club, and so we thought this perfect opportunity to have this 3 side. Like a few older blokes, a few younger blokes. I think we had under 17s or under 18s at that stage as well, so they were getting a game. And then we rolled up to the first game of the year. Didn't know. Maybe we had 18, maybe we had 16, maybe we had 25. Not sure. We rolled up to Clayton and just won easily, and just looked at Toddy and started laughing. And that pretty much was the whole year. Are we going to have a side? Not sure. Might have too many. Might not have enough. When I was just going through the fixture when I knew it was going to come on, I thought, how many games did we lose that year? So that's a couple. Yeah, we lost 2, both against Mount Waverley, and then we played Mount Waverley in the second final. They beat us when Bucky had a kick after the siren to win it, and then we played them again in the granny. So that final series was great. Like, we won that first game. We were just a team that was having a crack. Had some really good footballers in there as well. They played first in their time. Played in when we lost the qualifying final. The next game was supposed to be against Chelt, who'd won the year before in the flag. Came to pass that on the Tuesday they found that they played unregistered players during the year, so they got the game taken off us. So we had to play Hyatt, who'd been on a 3-day bender on their Mad Monday. So we strolled past them pretty easily. And the build up to the game itself, we're playing Mount Waverley, who, as I said, beat us 3 times during the year. Like the first 2 times flogged us, and then we nearly beat them after the siren in the qualifying final. The build up, I was quite confident when we went into it. Like I loved our side. Rick Bean, who was coaching the 2s, did us a favour and dropped Buckwheat from the granny in the 2s to play in the 3s granny. Like he kicked 50 goals in the 1s the year before, but anyway, I was very thankful for that. We picked out their best players and sort of said, I think we've got them covered. And then came out and never looked like losing. Like, Todd, do you remember what we were like then? I don't think they were ever within about 3 or 4 goals of us for the game.
No, we had their measure pretty well. You know, I mean, I'd never expected that. I thought it was going to be a hard game, considering like they knocked us off 3 times, and that plays on your mind a bit. You know what I mean? And that like the big skinny guy who was good, but none of them. I think they had a bit of an off day, and we were on, and that's what wins your grand final. So.
Yeah, it's by far and away my best day of footy. It's my favourite day of footy. There's so much happiness around. There's a lot of guys that played in that side that were always getting dropped for the finals for the 2s. Like when the sides got a bit stronger, they were just sort of on the fringe. They were always getting dropped. So A, I was rapt that they got to play finals, and B, got to win a flag. With a really great bunch of people. So yeah, absolutely brilliant day, which led into a rather large afternoon and evening.
Well, we had the other thing. Sorry, mate. The other thing that. What just is basically Puppet said, if you're going to have a 3rd side, you're going to have to be self-sufficient. The club can't financially back you. You have to get your own team. You'll have to get this, you'll have to get everything you want. You know, it's a challenge. Yeah. And for somehow, whether it's fate or whatever you want to call it, it just happened. And it was just, like I said, it was those couple of years involved in the 3rds are the best fun I've had in a long time. Like, we had no idea what was going on from week to week. We had no idea who was going to get a team. No idea if we were going to win, lose, or but had no idea every week. And that's how we approached every week. It was just like, well, look, let's turn up. I don't know how much training but let's turn up basically Saturday and see if we've got a side and go on from that. So, and we did it. It was really great. We ended up getting support from a lot of the players and a lot of the locals and stuff like that after a while. So yeah, they were all out there and cheered us on. So it was great. It was really good. And that's about as much as I remember the next couple of days.
The support.
Jeff, what sort of the reflections as well now that you've, you know, every time now that you must come down to the club, there must be that, I guess, that special feeling. And also there's always that, you know, the times when you're going to run into the guys that you played with as well. So it must be, you know, great to have those reflections from that day.
Like, we were really looking forward to that reunion this year. There's a lot of boys are very up and about, and I mean, there was that little window of opportunity when footy looked like it was coming back. I think we were all trying to pack it into there. It's disappointing that we can't, but like, we will definitely get together. Like, it was a great bunch of guys that played. Most of us have played together for quite a long time at that stage as well. So it was great to go through that whole process with them. But from what Toddy was saying about the club and the players, just touched on at the end, the support we got from both, like, the ones down was unbelievable. Like, they were all at our game on the grand final. They had a grand final the next day themselves. Everyone came to our game and supported us. It was just, it was even from when we started, when I just got my coaching accreditation, Flacky and Rick Bean, who was coaching the 2s, let me take training, let me coach in the practice matches. There's always heaps of support coming from them, just not financially from Puppet.
Well, we're financially exempt for anything to do with the footy club. And it was funny because I used to do the team manager, and you know, you'd have to get put your wallets in and stuff like that. Don't lose the wallets. I thought, mate, what do we got? There's 18, 19 blokes here. We haven't got $100 between us. It doesn't matter if I lost the bags. No one's got any cash. So we'll strap it.
On the night which is behind us there, behind me there, it all gets a little bit hazy after Sean Ezard brought the man train out. which was essentially a conga line with all the premiership players around the ground. And then the cup came out, drinking out of the cup. Next thing I remember, it's the next day at Springy. We're going to watch the ones and twos in the granny, and everyone's like, "Have you seen Todd?" That's it. That's my memory stops and starts. It's like there's a good 12, 13 hours in the middle there. I have no idea what happened.
I will take the Fifth Amendment on that. I know a little bit what happened, and I could maybe say something later on when we get into that conversation. But just to say, I was full of happiness that night. Full of happiness, plenty of happiness, and we got a little bit loose. And let's just say I nearly ended up in a barbecue at a party at Hallam with, I think, like Colombians or something who had like MS, or some sort of street gang or something like that, with guns and shit like that. I nearly went to a party in Hallam with them. That's how happy I was. So Buckwheat and Paul Wilson went past, what's that place at Morty? That Brayside there, and they saved me. They got me into a cab and saved me. But then we went back to Juzzy Kelly's, harassed his family for a few hours. Had an all-nighter, went to the footy, and I just tried to avoid the cold at all costs after that. And all that's everyone said, "Have you seen Todd? Have you seen Todd? Have you seen Todd?" And I just
far end of Springy.
At far end of Springy, starfish, just yeah, very happy, very happy. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, it was a good day.
Also, Jeff, we had a slider. Hopefully, Cod's just going to put it up. I wanted you to go through the players of the 2010 grand final. Maybe you can, if you've got that in front of you, you can talk through a few of the guys.
Give me 2 secs. I actually sent through a team made up of the best team of the years that I coached.
Yeah, no worries.
Which most of those people are in anyway. Give me 2 secs. I'll just find that one for you. I know I sent it to Toddy.
You left out Buckwheat. Buckwheat.
Yeah,
how many games did he play? And he won.
So I sent Toddy the side, and he goes, "Well, hang on, how have you left out Bucky?" I said, "Well, he played 5 games, but he also did win League B and F and goal kicking in those 5 games." So I said, I better make an exemption and then sneak him on the bench.
I think that's what I said. Remember, Puppet said he should be embarrassed. He told Bucket should be embarrassed about doing that, but it was quite handy. Yeah, 5 games in the best and fairest, and goal kick's not a bad effort. But we had some good players. Like Willow was good. We had some really good players. And the turnover was, how many do you reckon, roughly?
We would have had over 50 players go through the side that year. Like that's when I was trying to do the best team of the 4 years that I coached. Easily over 100 players came through that side. So trying to narrow it down to 18 on the field and 9 on the bench. But like I'll touch on a few keys. Like for me, the team I put together as well. And sorry if I'm just looking off screen there. It's that's where I got the team up. We had 6 people who played in the 2010 and in the 2012. So they're always be and forever be one of the only 7 or 8 players at Chelsea Heights Footy Club that have played in 2 premierships.
Dual premiership players. Mention him. You know who to talk about. The Chieftain.
Chieftain's the first up.
Chieftain's for not the worst football I've ever seen, but it was pretty average. But Chief was just. It was. I don't know what would you call Chief. It was like the heart and soul, the whole. Everything. He used to pick me up on Saturday mornings. We'd have a chat going out there. Just a terrific bloke. He's the only bloke I've ever seen take a mark and go take a chest mark and go backwards.
Yeah, that was in a final too.
Yeah, and that guy with that Clayton, where there was a ball coming through, there was no one within 25 metres of him, and the ball's rolling towards the goals, and Chief just couldn't get any sort of part of his lower leg on it to score, and it went through for a point. And I've just looked around, just gobsmacked. I've never seen anything like that before. Go next quarter or something, he takes a sliding mark, because he loves sliding, on the boundary, impossible angle, and missed kicking the goal of the season by a bee's dick. So it's just, he was unbelievable, Chief. And like I said, 2-time premiership player.
2-time premiership player, and the crowd erupted every time he went near the pill. So you need those kind of players. Even like like Sean Diggin, who played half a dozen games. BOG, I didn't want to put him in the side. There's BOG in the grand final. I'm like, how do you pick a bloke who's only played 6 games out of probably 100? But star player. BIP now, I think since then won a BNF as well. He was still learning the caper at that stage, but what you got from him was like 100% all the time, like quick,
Absolutely.
2'1", always under the park, not scared. It was just awesome to have on board.
Plus he was our token Asian.
Asian.
And the political lifters come in. We had one. We've got one. We're not all racist bastards here at Chelsea Heights. We've got this guy. You know what I mean? He was a good man, Pete.
My first pick in every side I ever had, if he's available, was Glenn Hutchie.
Loved him. One of my best players.
Just put him at centre half back and then forget it and just build a team around him. Absolutely loved having him in my side. His old man and Adam Nielsen, old man when Nielsen came and played with us in 2011 and 12 or 2012. They were two of our best supporters, along with my mum and my auntie Linda and Scotty Bennett's family, the Pegos. They were the best 3 supporters come down.
Youngie's girlfriend at the time and his dog. Because they made up the numbers a couple of times. You look out there early in the morning, there's only 4 or 5 supporters, but they were staunch.
There's one of the stories from 2010. So Steve Young had been at the Heights for quite a few years. 2s, probably played a couple of 1s, played all year in the 3s, and then hurt his back. And we were like, oh, you'll be right. Just a few painkillers, you'll be right. And he goes, I don't think so. So we'll give you to the morning. He goes, no, I don't want to let you down. Put someone in who can play. And that's the kind of bloke that Stevie Young is. He's one of my first picked always as well. Back pocket specialist, man after my own heart.
That was very selfless of him because he could have picked the side, could have been in there, and things could have changed. But he did the right thing for the team, and thank Christ, a couple of years later, he got his own premiership. So that was great.
Exactly right. Yeah, look, even again, 2-timer, Carl Southgate. Another bloke who just gives everything every time we went out there. Unbelievable. Scotty Bennett, pop up for a goal nearly every other game. Might not get a heap of game time, but then just kick a goal. My mate Esho, never played footy before. So the rugby league convert. Put him at full back and just dominates.
It's like Justin Kelly. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, you're right. It just seems to have a crack. And that's what we were after. And that's the thing is we all have fun and games. And Toddy said it yourself. You're like, don't mind him mucking around, but make sure when you go over the line, you have a crack because I'm not getting embarrassed out of you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when you play, you don't. It's not a joke. You know what I mean? You put the Heights jumper on, and it's a fair income. It doesn't matter what league you're in, what grade you're in. Once you put a Heights jumper on, it's game on. But like I said, I didn't mind having the fun, and we had a lot of fun. But and they did it. They took everything on board and had a crack every week, and the results were just what they showed in the end.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. Favourite time of footy.
Juzzy Kelly, I loved watching Juzzy play when we could find him.
When he'd roll in.
He's just rolling it whatever time. And
him and his de facto wife, Chris McLeod.
Yeah, that's right.
Very similar.
Yeah.
And, when they were playing, superstars. Like that. Chris McLeod's final series, I think his semi-final, he kicked 4. Would have kicked a couple in the granny as well. McLeod's final series was unbelievable. Left footer, beautiful kick at goal. He just really lifted for big games. So it was like Spotty as well. Beautiful disposal. Never picked a bloke up. Was he mustn't have showered for 3 weeks before the granny. He's on the wing by 50 metres on his own the whole time.
I've never seen a bloke ever not have an opponent in most of the footy he played. There was just no one on him. I used to run over the far side.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at not picking blokes up, especially when I was coach. But there's no one near him. Fantastic.
Like I said, they were just some great blokes. You know what I mean? They were a bit ragged. They were a bit loose. They were a bit this. They were a bit that. There was a massive circle of all these weird different kind of guys, skill levels, and blokes like Paul Wilson. some really talented guys to some not so talented, but they all had a crack all the time. And kudos to you for bonding the side and getting into that belief that when we went over there, we were a side, we did everything we could, and we basically was just to have a crack and see what happens. And we did all right in the end.
It's handy having Willow through that final series. Just the bloke who just rolled out from the Stingrays and goes and plays the third footy. It's handy.
Yeah, it was a bit bored.
He was bored getting too many touches.
Exactly right. Grab it on a bit there, Grantley.
Go for it. Yep.
All right. I can't let you go without Demon Tail. So, and our quiz. We've got the Demon Tail quiz. So, the first thing you've got is the best play you've seen at the Heights.
Excuse me. I'm going to go a little bit left field because it's really easy to go Crowe and Ollie Trand and Ash, Flacky, Hagen. I didn't play with those guys. I maybe played a couple with Hagen, maybe. So I've judged it on the person I played with, or I saw up close a lot. Who was you could count on to play well week in, week out, longevity, and he'll never be on anyone's best player list, probably bar mine. But I loved playing with and was a very handy footballer, Santi Linares.
The Spaniard.
The Spaniard. Oh, I loved it. I loved every bit playing with him. Played every position on the ground, I reckon, at one stage. I used to love him on the wing because he just grab it and then big left foot boot. Sometimes they might have gone a little skew with.
I'd say accuracy wasn't the greatest skill he ever acquired.
But I reckon if you go back through all the best players in all those, like in 2 sides and 3 sides, he was always top 5. For me, best player played with consistently at the Heights.
I actually played with his brother, Juan, or Johnny, years and years ago. He was a good little player too. Yeah, he's a great little player too. At the highest pitch voice for a little nuggety bloke you've ever heard in your life. But the Span was good. He said, don't go on holidays with him. That's all I'm going to say. Don't go to the bush with him. He's shocking. I took him motorbike riding once. We got lost. We broke down, and he wanted to go and find a town. He would have died. We've never seen him again. And I could have killed him that weekend. So don't go travel with him. Play footy, and it's fine, but don't go travel with him. He's a good man, Sars. Good odds, man.
Jeff, any post or pre-game hoodoos that you had at all? We pretty much ask all our past players this question. It's interesting.
Yeah.
We get some interesting answers.
I didn't really have anything. I didn't really mind what number I wore. By 4, I wore all through juniors, and then sort of got to at the gully, I wore 31, which was 3, and 1 was 4. But then I got the Heights. 4 was already taken. Obi put a mortgage on number 4, so after that, I didn't really care. I think I wore something like 7 different numbers in my 15 years there. So it wasn't anything. I didn't have any of those hoodoos. When I became coach, though, Friday night became my night to set my board up. We might have picked a team on Thursday, but by Friday, the magnets were going around this way and noughts and crosses on the board. People look at me sideways and like, what's he doing? I'm playing threes. Just put people in positions and tell them to go.
I think you got that off Rick Bean. The first year was okay with everything. It was pretty keep it simple, stupid. And then I think the second year's come out with the magnets and he's moving them around. And let's go. So we kick off at 9, right? On Saturday morning. We're all a bit older. Most of us are hungover. Some of us are just fucking still pissed. And he's got these balls and he's moving. He's making these moves like the NFL. And I'm looking at him and thinking, mate, they got no idea what you're fucking talking about. They're nodding. He's got there. They all nod. Because they don't look like a dickhead. They must run out and go, what is he talking about? The magnets and this stuff.
6-man rotation through the middle. Forward
no idea. As soon as they cross that gate, they've just gone, let's go and get the ball. Simple as that.
That was it. That was my ritual for the 4 years I coached. Was Friday night is just throw the magnets in the air and see where they land.
See you turn up.
Until you turned up.
What about now? We've got there's a million, so we've got a little bit of time. We'll just go through and do stories in a sec. A Demon Tail. What's your best story you've been involved in, or heard, or seen, or what's one that sticks in your memory about being at your time at the club?
So,
besides, obviously, besides the grand final or with the grand final.
Yeah, so it's tough for me. Played footy for 30 years, had a lot of head knocks, and I've drunk a lot of beer. So my recollection of full stories is not so awesome. I've got snippets of stories in there. So I was thinking about what points that I can remember very, very clearly. I don't remember a lot around it, but what I remember clearly that people might know the characters from as well. So I was thinking, what was your favourite time of day when you're playing footy? And it was just after, if you had a win, he's in the rooms, you're having a beer, and then like I was often still in my kit at halftime with the ones, jump in the shower, have a bit of a laugh in the shower. So all that sort of shower sort of incidents is what stuck in my head. I don't know why, but they're in there. So I can remember my first game for the Heights. We were playing, I want to feel it's like Surrey Park or something like that before they left the league. And I went in to the toilet. I went past the shower, and there's a bloke in the shower, brown paper bag, having a bit of a sip of sherry. Who's that? You know, he's a different man now, but young Paul Smuck was in there. What's happening here? He goes, makes the pain go away. I said, okay. That was before the game. So same thing happened at half time. Went for a nervous one. There he's in there. And then after the game was brand new bottle. So that was my first introduction to the Mighty Heights. I'd known Smart a little bit by then. I sort of been out with him a couple of times as well. I knew him a little bit, but I didn't know that part of him yet.
I saw him do laps one day at Chelsea Heights years ago on a couple of different occasions. One occasion he was doing laps going there where the old clubrooms were, and he's just stopped near the goal square, and he's pulled out of his sock like one of those massive carrots, those big carrots you don't see anymore, and he's had a couple of bites on that, stuck it back into his sock, and just kept doing laps again. Another time he pulled out a rack of lamb out of his fucking sock. He did the same thing. He pulled a rack of lamb out, had a few bites on it, stuck it in there, and kept running laps. And here's another true story. We went to Morty High, and I was okay. So we played a bit of footy and stuff like that. He's running around one day, and he goes, "Pico, do you want some of these?" What school footy, mind you? And he's pulled out a bag of, well, they weren't Swiss Browns, you know what I mean, or an Okies, but they were these mushrooms, and I've got, is going on here? Anyway, I'm not shy. I've had it, but there's dirt on them, and I'm chewing on these mushrooms on dirt. And he just had a couple of them, put them in his sock, kept playing, and went on to become a really good player. So he's different, Smitty, different. That's for sure.
He's the best. Was the second one I remembered, and he's not known to be an angry man, but Sconno, when Scon was coaching.
Oh.
We're at home, and I don't know who we were playing. I can't remember that much, but halftime, not happy. Just he was waiting. He'd played, and he got straight off it when the siren. Door was open. He was just standing on the other side of the bathroom, of the shower's door in the club rooms, and he's just pointing in. Righto. So we're all standing in the showers for 10 minutes. All he said was, "Your week is piss. Your week is piss." Your week is piss. That was his whole time. At the end, there you go. Get out there. His eyes.
And Scott, I got on really well with him. I haven't seen him for ages now. He sort of went and did his own thing, and every now and again you see him, you hear from him or something like that. But I'd like to catch up with him because he's a really good bloke, Scott, and did not a bad Elvis impersonation at any sort of talent night at the Heights. I had for sure. He was really good.
Him and Papa Dawn Show Me the Way to Go Home are the two that only two I can remember.
Yeah, exactly right. I think Scott had Puppet on the talent at that point. But, for sure.
Another time in the showers at home as well. The great Dinga. Dinga was in, sort of, you could see a nice yellow stream would come past us, and maybe a couple of young blokes go, "Come on, what are you doing here?" And Dinga's like, "Don't worry, young fellas, I'm a plumber. All goes to the same place." That was it. What's happening here? There's either that or the old warm stream on the back of your leg as well. It's very, very good, man. Got me a lot of times in the early days playing coins in the original Magnet.
Yeah, great game.
I thought I had to.
Coins champion.
Yeah. You get stuck. I got pinged a few times. There was nothing better than going out first. It was costly if you did, that's for sure.
Yeah, I thought I had to fit in, but I was living in Prahran at the time as well, so had to run the gauntlet a couple of times getting home after losing a couple of rounds. That's City. I mean, who has communal showers at a footy club? And with two clubs that hate each other. Like there's a couple games where like we'd won down there. And like we're going to get stabbed in these showers. There's nothing sure that someone's going to come off Shakespeare Grove there and just shift us in the showers. So I don't know. There's not much, there's nothing. There's no story there. It's just popped into my head.
The first time I popped my head in there, I looked and I thought I seen both doors. I thought this is not good. And like I said, the showers are just pointed around here. So you've got to get the shit beat out or beat the shit out of someone, and they hate you anyway for the first couple of years. And then shower them. I thought this is just going to end up really bad. And it was funny because after X amount of years, I think the respect grew from both teams, and that wasn't so bad anymore. So you could actually like share the soap rather than think you're going to get stabbed or beaten out, shit beat out even the showers. So
I like prison showers.
Yeah, I think.
The last one I had, and it was from a one of the losing grand finals. It might have been Bourne, I can't remember. And pretty solemn affair. We were up at half time in that game, and then I think Sam Cranage was playing, and I think Bryce was
he in the twos?
Yeah, in the twos.
Still filthy. I don't care.
Yeah, so they've ended up rolling us, and everyone was pretty down. A couple of beers in the club room, and people going to have showers. And then Glenn Super Cooper rolled out, big smile on his face. Oh, what are you smiling about? He goes, game's over, have a beer, make sure you wash your face a lot, right? Just make sure you wash your face. So I roll into the showers. There's everyone like this. The game and gone to all the urinals and picked up all the yellow toilet lollies and put them in the soap dishes. There's all the boys like this. He couldn't laugh any harder. But yeah, that's my demon tale. I can't remember long stories, but there's five shower tales for you.
Oh, shower tale, beautiful.
Yeah, they were long showers too, weren't they? That was one of the good parts of playing footy, wasn't it? After the game, taking your time, having a shower, a couple of beers. There's no hurry, no rush. Just take your time and do it.
I loved it. It was my favourite times just after the game. You can just sit down and have a debrief.
I think it's missing now. They don't do it as much as they do. The young kids these days, they don't even shower. They get in and get out and stuff like that. But for the old blokes, it's the whole thing is sit down, relax, go through the game, have a laugh, and realise win, lose or draw, we tried our best, and that was it. So yeah, they're great memories. Really good stuff.
Well,
there must be. Sorry,
go for it.
Go, Grant.
No, I was going to say thanks for joining us, Jeff. Really appreciate it. Did you want to say anything else, Jeff?
No, again, thank you. Thanks, guys, for putting this on. Like, it's bringing up some old names and getting some old heads in here. I know it's making a heap of people like really happy, and when everyone's sort of looking for something different to do, it's nice to have a couple of different voices and heads that we can listen to telling familiar tales and making you think about some things maybe you haven't thought about for a while as well. So thanks, guys.
No worries, mate. It's a pleasure to have you on. Let's catch up soon. Well, we had a few Zoom beers the other night, turned into a few extra Zoom beers. It's digging to me in this Zoom. I thought it was fucking for wankers and bullshit artists, but it's actually good. And you can actually mute people, which you probably muted me for the last 25 minutes anyway. I wouldn't know. But thanks for having us on. And like I said, unsung because how long did you play, Jeff, the Heights?
Best part of 15 years, I think.
Life member?
Life member. Yeah, I'm up on the boards a few times. A couple of photos around the joint. A couple of photos.
And a better bloke you will not meet. And like I said, two-time premiership coach. after all those years of missing out. And like I said, a great Heights person. Great Heights person. Thanks for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're gonna do something special too when we do get our past players up and going, and we can have that reunion. Let's do something special for you guys. It's a great feat. 10 years since that last premiership. And it's well deserved, and hopefully we'll do something special on a day for you and make the day for you guys. We're also hoping to, I hope we can do an under-17s reunion next year as well, because all those boys will be, all those that are still with us will be 50 years old, so that'll be a great celebration as well. So yeah, look forward. Hang around. We're just going to quickly go through Bisho's bets. So he's had no luck the last couple of weeks, but this week he's gone for Melbourne Race 5, number 7, Polly Gray, which is the Kiwi horse. I think it's trained by Chris Waller now.
What's it paying?
Jeff
will know. Jeff will know.
$4. Yeah, Jeff will know. He'll tell us.
What race? Whereabouts are we?
It's Race 5 in Melbourne, number 7, Polly Gray.
On Saturday?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah, it pays $4 at Sportsbet at the moment. Sportsbet.com.au.
Yep,
Download the new app.
$4 Sportsbet. There you go. Yeah,
Bet Easy will be no more in a couple of weeks. It'll all be with Sportsbet. So get across.
Excellent. Sounds good. And also, we'll just quickly go through this best 22 before we finish up, and we can all go watch the footy.
I just want to butt in for 1 second because it's what I do.
Yep.
Has Koch actually killed the family or what? I know he's there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Jesus Christ. I thought there's only 2 things I haven't ever seen on because my question earlier was going to be: has anyone seen anyone have a stroke on Facebook? Because it could be me because my blood pressure's a little bit up, and I'm thinking Koch has just killed his family. Look, this is a weird show, but anyway.
Talk all the team meeting notes there behind you, mate.
On me?
Yeah. What's all the team meeting notes behind you?
Right. So it's pretty. I don't know if you can't see. Wait. So take Luke to the basketball court, which I haven't done for a week. I had to shake his hand and make him promise me, and I had to really shake his hand, so I couldn't do it. And then I palmed it off to the young Heaney. Day's still Luke's birthday. It was his birthday the other day on the 25th. It was my old man, and he's still kicking. Happy birthday, Bobby. We need dog food. Self-explanatory. Tap washers ASAP. I've had a licky tap for about a month. I bought the washers 2 months ago, probably longer, and I only managed to do one the other day. I got a bit tired and put it down. The other one is laundry. Need to clean out. Haven't done it. The walls need to clean. Haven't done it. The dusting. Haven't done it. I think drink beer. Done. Crossed it out. Do the fish tank and the roof of the shed. Haven't done any of them. But if it goes, the rules are if it goes on the whiteboard in their house, it gets done eventually.
Can I give you a tip there, mate? With permanent marker, write Dan Murphy's, and no one can rub it off.
We're like that.
Genius.
We're like that.
All right, we're gonna go through our best 22, and this week it was the mosquito fleet. So I'll take you through it. So it was Alan Goldie Golden. So these boys could really run, and fantastic if you've made this team. What a great effort. Alan Golden. Brucey Dingle. Tommy Piper.
Dingle.
Remember Tommy Piper?
His finger to Brucey, a little stubby finger.
Yeah. You might know this guy, I don't. Who's Zane Kiramato?
The Kiramato brothers from Parkdale?
Yeah. Buzz Kiramato.
and Zane.
Yeah. Remember Ray's Collier? He was on the other half back.
I
remember Teddy Woodhead.
Teddy Woodhead.
$80
dash.
Yeah, on the wing.
This is I call it a true story. I think it might be a bit of a myth. They used to do the Dandy Dollar Dash at Dingley. So they'd get there at halftime. They had a night game years ago. And they get up one end and they go, 1, 2, 3, bang, and run. And Teddy used to like the, he's a massive pothead, that's all I'm going to say. Yep. They've gone 3, 2, 1, gone, and Teddy's run, and it was a full start. And Teddy's gone 3/4 down the pitch and just run until they could call him back. And they had to call him back and restart, and he won the next race anyway.
In the centre, we have the Dave Goober Cross. What a great player he was. Joey Remen on the other wing. Remember Joey? Yeah. Luke
The Random Brothers.
Williams. Luke Willow Williams
Wiggy.
on the half flank. Yeah. Mark Fitchy on it's an half forward.
Definitely small, but certainly not quick. Few of those.
No, wait. He was good with the speed.
Yeah.
Good on. I mean, you know, I mean, not that. He's quick, not quick. No, he's small. We're talking small, quick. He was
We're talking
small.
quick mosquito. We're talking mosquito, boys.
Right,
Quick.
okay.
Yeah. Geordie Perriman on the other half forward flank, who's the current player, of course. One of the guys that I know is one of the fastest I've seen at Chelsea Heights and still is. That's Jason Slasher Keith.
The
Who
dog
can
boy.
really fly across the ground. He certainly can. Ben Gately
Ben Gately. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
in the other half pocket. Do you want to
Oh,
say something about
Fleabags.
Slasher? Wanted to say something
Mate.
about Slasher?
He was a good player, a good bloke, really
Yeah.
good bloke, too young. But he'd take a mark, and good rover. And you know what? This is true. I was watching the footy. I've been watching the footy, and there's no rovers. So when the ball comes down, it either goes forward or goes back, and there's no one there except a bloke to defend it. There's no rovers who can get around. And Slash was the best at it. He could read the ball. But if he got a ball, say half forward flank, he would run straight to the boundary. He would do a left turn and run straight to the boundary. Not straight to the goals, where it made more sense. He'd run straight to the boundary, follow the boundary, and ping. Mate, I don't know how many goals he kicked over the years, but he was one of the best at it. He was great to watch. Absolutely great to watch, Slash.
Yeah. And the ruck, we've got Craig Jeffs.
Jeffs.
Ruck rover, we've got John Lindsay as a ruck rover. And Joe Rat Collegia as a rover. Yeah, the Rat. On the interchange, the other end, and John. And this guy could run, Robbie Hammond. He was one of the fastest guys when I was playing footy. He
Has
could really
anyone
fly.
seen him over the last few years, the Hammond brothers?
We haven't seen Rob. I haven't seen Robbie or
Chris
for a long time, actually. Yeah.
The old man was a good
Warren
bloke too.
He
I've
was.
seen
He's a
Rob.
great bloke. You have seen Rob, have you?
Yeah, I saw him. I took him over to a Spanish bar.
Okay.
Him and I got quite intoxicated. He picked up a girl and left me on my own. Haven't seen him since.
The other interchange players, Warren Cameron and Graham Richardson. I know he'll be probably listening. Richo? He's on the interchange. So we're going to finish with the joke. Who's got the joke?
I got the joke. You got a bit. So I'm not really good at them. And the last couple of they haven't been good. But what's the difference between a magician's wand? It's not a fucking question and answer. It's a joke.
I have no idea.
What is the difference between a magician's wand and a policeman's
truncheon? One is for cunning stunts.
Hey!
Get it? Cunning stunts?
Is this when I leave? I leave from here?
That's all I got. Hey?
Love it.
That's all I got. Sorry, Dave.
All right, boys.
You're in next week.
All right, boys. We'll wrap it up. And thanks very much for everyone for joining us tonight. Thanks again, Jeff. Thanks, Codge, for setting it up. Thanks, Chef. We'll chat soon and maybe even catch up one day in real life.
We are looking.
Let's hope so. Get a couple of weeks.
Hey,
Everyone stay safe. Yeah, that's probably the most important thing. And we'll hopefully another 3 weeks to go. And it's all over.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
So I put a post up there, and I have with staying home. Like, I've been home fucking for months. Can't go out, can't do anything. It's been doing me fucking head in, really. It's like, and I've been struggling. And I got a message last night from I'll tell him, Burger. Paul Weinberg sent me a message last night and said, mate, if you need to reach out or whatever and stuff like that, he goes, always like having a beer with you at the club. I don't get there very often and love to see you and have a beer again. So thanks, Bergs. I really appreciate it. I've had a couple of messages like that because I've been struggling a little bit, but that's okay. I don't forget stuff like that. So it's really appreciated. Thanks,
Yeah,
boys.
that's really good. There's always a job for you cleaning up crime scenes, because I believe there's one at Codger's house tonight. We did witness a few murders, I think.
Anyway, got you. Righto, boys, that's us. Cheers. See you next week.
Guys.
It's hard